I remember I was in my early 20s, very excited about having met this beautiful girl in college. And we were having a party one night in our house, and my brother's friends who were older were there. And one of the friends was a member of this very wealthy family. I still know him. It was some 25 years ago. I still know him, and I remember I told him about this girl, and he had seen her one time, with me at a club. And I don't know why, but he pulled me to the side and he said, "She's a real beautiful girl, and you should enjoy her while you can." But he says, "I just want to tell you, I'm sure she's a nice girl, I'm sure she's great, but if one day you found out that she's not the same as she is now, I'm just telling you, don't be surprised." And I tell you honestly, when he told me that, it went right over my head, right in one ear and out the other. I had no idea what he was talking about, because I had nothing to relate that to. And he was older, and he did have something to relate it to. He ended up being a hardcore simp, unfortunately. A very nice man with a heart of gold, but one of those that is completely 100% ruled by his wife, doesn't lift a finger without her approval. But anyways, back to the main story. Of course, what he said, of course, ended up being true. This girl completely turned on me, whatever. I mean, are you kidding? We were both in our early 20s. These women are on the lookout from a much younger age. It's in their DNA to look for bigger, better deals, and the one that they can tie down. And I did not want to be tied down. I still don't. But the thing is, what I want to tell you is something I've told you before, is women will change. Women will change 100%. As long as they can, they go with the bigger and better deals, because they're always in it, inside the confines of a romantic relationship. They're always in it for the best deal for themselves. They're always in it. There is no exception to this. I know I've said it a million times before, but I still hear people telling me this one is different. No one is different. Listen, if they have two eyes and one nose and one mouth and lungs and heart, and they look like a woman, and they are a woman, and they have female parts, they are not different. Women look for the biggest and better deal that they can get. Now, does not mean that they won't settle, because they do all the time. Well, just because they settle, it doesn't mean they're going to stay with what they settled with. But my point, and the most important thing I want to get across in this video, is that if you forget this fact, and if you let your guard down, if you are in the throes of a really hot and heavy romantic relationship, and she's holding your hand, and she's looking at your eyes with those googly eyes, and she's telling you all you want to hear, and she's never saying no to you, and she's acting like she is 100% devoted and all in. And those are the times where you let your guard down, and you know what happens, gentlemen, ladies, whoever is listening, you know what happens when we let our guard down, when we get too confident, when we don't worry. I'm sorry, but in life, in romantic situations, and in business, we cannot afford to let our guard down. We have to always be paranoid. We have to always be on the lookout for what can come our way and harm us. And we have to always keep in the back of our mind and be alert that things don't always stay the same. Things don't always go nicely if they're going nicely now. And that, of course, thank God, also is true for when things are not going well. Nothing lasts forever. But the point I want to get across in this video is that don't get lulled. Don't get lulled into the present moment and let your guard down, because you will be disappointed and you will be much more hurt. However, if you always are alert, if you always got a firm grip on that seat handle, if you got your feet on the ground, enjoy the moment. Enjoy it 100%. 100%. I do. Enjoy the gift of God, which is, being together with a woman and enjoying her physical and whatever else that you can enjoy from her. But don't think that you've got her down and she's all yours and that nothing can shake her from you, because all of those things are assumptions that are absolutely assumptions, and we know what happens when you assume. Things don't stay the same. Seasons change, days change, hours change, even our earth changes all the time. And believe me, women also will change. So never let your guard down. If you don't want to be hurt, understand knowledge is power. And when you have that knowledge, when it happens, and it often does, I've never seen it not happen. Let that sink in. And this is not just my personal experience. This is from all walks of life, in all countries, all cultures, all nationalities. And those, you tell me, oh, but I know this couple, they've been together for 40 years. Yeah, they're together still for secondary and third reasons and tertiary reasons. They're not together with that same level of passion and devotion. They're together because neither of them have any better option. And the pain and suffering of turning things upside down is just slightly less than the pain of staying and suffering. So they stay and suffer. And when that equilibrium changes, they're gone. I hope this sunk in. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Different ways of saying the same thing just to help you guys out. All the best.